Hello, dear students. We are discussing the lectures based on the ancient history of India, and this is the lecture based on Sangam age. Okay, the lecture previous to this was based on Gupta Empire, and that lecture you can find in the playlist section. Okay, so before jumping to the main topic, let's check this map of Indian Peninsula. Okay, so this is the map of Indian Peninsula. So it becomes clear here that today we are going to discuss the south. Okay, south of India. So in this Indian Peninsula, we are going to discuss three major uh, prominent dynasties that ruled in south contemporary to the Guptas. Okay, so when Guptas were ruling in the central part of India and in the northern part of India and to some eastern part and to the northwest, then at the time the south was ruled by these three kingdoms. And who were these three kingdoms? It was Chiras from the western side, Cholas from the northern side, and Pandyas from the southern side. Okay. Now, so Chiras, Cholas, and Pandyas. This will be the trick to remember them. CCP. Okay. And apart from these main names, there are some important other sites that you need to remember. Okay. For example, this place called Urayur. Okay. That is very important. And here is this place called Kaveri Patnam. Okay. Kaveri Patnam. And this Kaveri Patnam is also known by the name Puhar. Okay, Puhar. Okay, so this is again important. And there is this place called Madurai. Okay, so when we will discuss Pandyas, the Madurai will become very important. Okay, now the other place that is near to the present state of Kerala, near the region of Kuttanad, this is Mazuri. Okay, Mazuri. This Mazuri is actually a port which will be very important. I will tell you why. Okay, so the important detail here is that Gupta and Chiras, Cholas, and Pandyas, they were the contemporaries. But the only difference there was that they were ruling different regions. Okay, these three dynasties were ruling southern part of India, and those Guptas that ruled most majority of the part of India. Okay, so one unique difference here is that this Sangam age or these Chiras, Cholas, and Pandyas, they arrived much early to the Guptas. Okay, they arrived much early to the Guptas, but when the dominant phase started, or when their dominant phase started, their dominant phase was almost contemporary to the Guptas. Okay, that's very important. Okay, now what about the timeline? So it was actually in the third century, third century BC that these three dynasties emerged. Okay, but it was also in the beginning of fourth century. Okay, now we are going to discuss these three kingdoms one by one. Okay, so let's discuss Chiras. So these Chiras were also known by the name as Kerala Putras. Okay, so Kerala Putras was the other name to the Chiras. And as there was this rule called hereditary or monarchical rule. Okay, monarchical rule, monarchical rule, or we can also say that there was this hereditary rule, means that there was these separate kingdoms and they had their separate emblems. Okay, so through those emblems anyone could easily recognize to which kingdom this person or that person belonged, whether to Chiras, Cholas, or Pandyas. Okay, so what was the symbol or emblem of Chiras? It was bow and arrow. Okay, now talking about the initial ruler of Chiras was Udayan Jiral. Okay, very important. And Udayan Jiral had his capital as Karur, or we can say the initial capital, or we can say the majority, the capital of Chiras was Karur. Okay, very important. Just remember that name. And when it comes to the most important ruler, okay, most important ruler of Chiras, it was Sengutuvan. Okay, and the Sengutuvan was known by other two names, the Red Chira and the Good Chira. Okay, these were the two names given to Sengutuvan. Okay, now this Sengutuvan, his military achievements, okay, are being talked in an epic. Okay, about his military achievement, it is being talked in an epic. That epic is called Sila Pathikaram. Okay, so Sila Pathikaram is an epic that is written on the military achievements of this Senguthuvan. Okay, I hope it's clear. Now, this Senguthuvan is also important because he is supposed to have sent the first embassy to China. Okay, he's the first one to send an embassy to the China, and he has also introduced this Patani cult in the temples of Tamil Nadu. Okay, in the temples of Tamil Nadu, this Patani cult is nothing but it's actually the temple of Kanagi. And who is Kanagi? Kanagi is actually the chastity goddess. Okay, Kanagi is related to chastity goddess. Okay, so this person Singuthuvan is supposed to have introduced this Patani cult or temple of Kanagi in Tamil Nadu. Okay. Now, when we discuss Chiras, Cholas, and Pandyas, we also discuss some of the important ports through which these three kingdoms traded. Okay, so the important ports of Chiras were Mussoorie, okay, Muziri or Muziri or Musiri, or you can pronounce it anyways, and Tondi. Okay, Tondi and Muziri were the two important ports. As I already showed you in the map above, this site Muziri, this was near present-day Kerala. Okay, Kerala. So this Muziri port is very important, okay, as per the Chiras are concerned, Muziri and Tondi. Now, let's discuss Cholas. So the Chola actually ruled in the Kaveri Delta region, okay. The main rule was in the Kaveri Delta region, which later came to be known as Chola Mandalam, okay. Chola and Chola Mandalam kind of rhyme with each other, and you can kind of remember it like that, okay. So it's present day Kaveri Delta, okay. And the initial ruler of Cholas was known as Ilara. Okay, he was called Ilara, and the emblem again, was the tiger. Okay, here in the Chiras it was bow and arrow, and in Cholas it was tiger. Okay, and the capital of Cholas was Urayur. Okay, as I marked the site above in the map, Urayur, and there was this other capital called Kaveri Patnam, and it was also called Puhar. Okay, and there is this important fact that this Kaveri Patnam was founded by this ruler called Karikala, and Karikala was none, but the Karikala was the most important ruler of Cholas. Okay, right? Yes. Now, moving ahead. So this Karikala is supposed to be first ruler who has come with the concept of dam. Okay, so he was a ruler who came with the concept of dam, and this Kallanai dam on the Kaveri river is accredited to this Karikala. Okay, it's supposed that he has built this dam on the Kaveri river, and also there is some other accreditation that is given to Karikala, is that he has built 160-kilometer long embankment on the Kaveri river. Okay, embankment on the Kaveri river. Okay, this is also given to Karikala. And it was during the time of Karikala or Cholas that trade and commerce flourished. Okay, and he is supposed to also have had his own efficient navy system. Okay, yes. Now, again we'll discuss the most important ports of Cholas. So the most important ports of Cholas were Kaveri Patnam. Okay, which I already marked marked it in the map, and I will show you again at the end of the video. And Arikamedu. Arikamedu is nothing but actually present day Puducherry, the area near the Puducherry. Okay, so this is it about Cholas. Now let us discuss our last kingdom, that is Pandyas. Okay, again the Pandyas, they were to the extreme southern area of this peninsula, and this symbol of them was fish. Okay, as they lived near the rivers, this fishing used to be done a lot. So this Pandyas kind of made this fish as their symbol. Okay, now who was the initial ruler? His name was Mudukomudi. Okay, Mudukomudi was the initial ruler, and capital was Madurai, which is very important, which I will tell you here in the Pandya section. Why? Because it was in this Madurai that most of the Tamil Sangams were compiled. Okay, what was these Sangams? As I told you, this word, I think I forgot to tell you that this word Sangam is actually, Sangam means Academy of Tamil Poets. Okay, so the word Sangam means Academy of Tamil Poets. Okay, as simple as that. So these academies, they were compiled together, and they had some meetings, and these all meetings were held, not all of them but most of them were held at Madurai, and it was in this place called Madurai, and it was under Pandyas that the Tamil literature was born. Okay, so most of the Tamil literature was born. Okay, and who was the most important ruler of Pandyas? It was Nidhun Jilyan. Okay, Nidhun Jilyan was the most important ruler of Pandyas, and he is known for the curse of Kannagi. Okay, as I told you that Kannagi was none other than the chastity goddess. Okay, now this, as I talked about these three sangams that were held, among which two were held at Madurai. What was important among them, actually, that was the literature that was brought from these Sangams. So from the first Sangam that was held in Madurai, there was some literature, but none of them survived. Okay. And in the second Sangam, which was held at Kapadapuram, and from this Sangam, this Tolkappiyam, which is a very important ancient work of literature in Tamil, this was found, and this is present day also, which one of the ancient texts of Tamil literature, that is Tolkappiyam. Okay. Now, let's talk about the third Sangam. It was also held in Madurai, and there were also some important texts that survived from this Sangam. Okay, so in short, or in nutshell, we can say that it was from these Sangams that most of the Tamil literature was born. Okay. Now, let's talk about the most important ports of Pandyas. So the most important port of Pandyas was Korkai and Thuthukodi. Okay, so these were the two important ports of Pandyas. Okay, and this is it about these three dynasties that ruled in south, and that were the contemporaries of these Guptas. Okay. Now, after this lecture, there are some things that are remained. I will discuss that in the another video. Okay, and let me put your attention again towards the map. So this was the place called Urayur. Okay, and this is the place called Madurai. So this is related to Cholas, and Madurai is related to Pandyas, and to Chiras there is this place called Muziri. Okay, and this Muziri port is actually one of the most important ports of most important ports of Chiras. And I also told you that near the region of Cholas there was this Kaveri Patnam, which was also the another capital of Cholas. Okay, and this Kaveri Patnam is also called as Puhar, and Puhar was actually dedicated to Karikala, who is supposed to have founded this city. Okay, so this is it about Sangam age. I hope you have understood everything, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.